Hi, hotel students. Hi, facility management students from Breda University. This is Joseph Ruvens speaking. And it's exciting times to talk about organizational behavior and to study it. Now, most of the slides of this presentation were based on research that we did at the Albert Schweitzer Hospital in Dordrecht in the Netherlands and also at Radisson Edwardian Hotels in London in the UK. The organizational behavior part of your course has its own YouTube playlist with many different videos. You don't have to watch all of them, but the thing is, if there are issues that you're uncertain about, there is always a video covering it. The topics of organizational behavior will be the joy of theories, motivation, personality, and cross-cultural understanding. And when I use the word the joy of theories, I'm of course assuming that I'm a big nerd, but the thing is that many theories about human behavior, when they are close to reality, when they work, they can help us to better understand our actions and the actions of others. And because of that, they have a tremendous value. Only what is discussed on this video or what is on these PowerPoint slides will be on the exam. And the exam will be multiple choice. You will get some examples in this slideshow for you to solve and then to raise questions about. We will use for the rest of our education the organizational behavior book by King and Lawley, and especially in the second year in semester 3 we spent an amazing module on organizational behavior, and it will be great to see all of you physically there for that module. And as this is an introductory course, YouTube or Google has a lot of great answers also to some questions you may have. You may notice that I use the old logo NHTV. Well, not forgive me, maybe it's a bit of nostalgia while I'm sitting here in my attic preparing this video. But of course we are Breda University, but we realize we come from a long and good tradition. Now, why do we do what we do? Well, that's a definition of motivation. It's a reason that explains or partially explains why someone thinks, feels, acts, or behaves in a certain way. And while you're watching this video, you are also facing a lockdown. You're also facing the coronavirus and whatever regulations your government has put up for you to do. And it's a scary situation. It's suddenly quite a dramatic change of life, and luckily most of us don't live under totalitarian regimes. We have a democratic government, but this time a democratic government, in order to save us, to protect our lives, asks us to restrict ourselves by staying indoors and working online. So why am I recording this video? Well, because, at this current time, that seems to be making the most sense. And of course, my own motivation is also, how can I make sure that you have the appropriate learning? And also, how do I make sure that you can do well on the exam so that your smooth transition through graduation, and you will graduate and you will physically get a diploma, just happens well. Another way to say why do we do what we do is, you could call it a cognitive decision-making process through which goal-directed behavior is initiated, energized, directed, and maintained. Now, please realize that this cognitive decision-making can be driven by different reasons. For example, you have chosen now to watch this video. I'm not sure what hour of the day or night you're watching this, but you have decided, okay, whatever happens in the outside world, I am here ready to watch this video. Now, when we look at the question, why do we do what we do? Well, we enter the area of many different theories of motivation, many different ones. Especially today, it's possible that once in a while you need some good news, some positive vibes to keep you going, because, again, these are difficult times. And then YouTube, type in the word motivation, and you'll find, I would say, thousands or 10,000s of motivational speakers. So it's a big topic, and it continues to be a topic in organizations and in everyday life. How do I motivate myself? Now, you will ask that question maybe now, but also when you're 50 or 60, you may ask yourself, how do I motivate myself? And there are different theories. There are the process theories of motivation. There is the thoughts around meaning and the social significance of work. For example, we can ask ourselves, why does a billionaire like Bill Gates still work? He is very involved with charity work, and he's also involved with Microsoft. Why does he do that? He could be lying on the beach all day, but somehow he doesn't do that. And then we have the content theories of motivation. Now, for this first year course, we have chosen to only focus on the content theories of motivation. The main reason is that those theories are still very, very applicable in everyday life, and you will see in a moment why they are. And I also have to say that occasionally the more simple, not simplistic, but the more simple a theory is, very often it's also a good one to use. So don't make life too complicated. I've noticed when I'm busy with consulting work and I use a too complicated system, it often doesn't have the effect that you want it to have. These three content theories of motivation. We will look at Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs, then at McGregor's theory X and Y, and then had Hertzberg's motivator hygiene theory. Now, you may ask yourself, why are these all men? Why are they all American? And why are these theories from the 40s and the 60s? Well, you know, the discussion, why are they men? Well, in those days, socially, mostly men would hold professorships. That does not mean that there are not many good motivational theories today made by women. That also doesn't mean that there are no motivational theories made by people outside of the US. Of course not. We even had a wonderful thesis by one of our Chinese students who explained the views of Confucius on the way of motivating Chinese society. So there's a tremendous richness. The reason we are choosing for this course these three main authors is that they're the ones most used in management still. They are often also the basis for a further development of motivational theory, and they work. They often offer something maybe simple, but a basic route that I've noticed that further motivational theories build on. And in year 2 and 3, and also if you do your bachelor thesis in year 4 on the topic, we will work on that. Oh, I noticed that my Craw family is just arriving. Some of you may already have had this in a previous education. Maslow's hierarchy of needs, or Maslow's pyramid. Now, what did Maslow say? And I will relate it to the current times of the coronavirus situation. So, definitely, yes, Maslow made this pyramid actually as a framework, as a lens, as a way of thinking to help us look at the urgency of some needs we have and why we are motivated for certain needs. So he didn't say this is always absolutely a step-by-step model. But in most situations it is. Again, let's go to the situation today. Today, the physiological needs are key because there's the word homeostasis that basically means, are you healthy? Well, there's a health issue. There's this virus buzzing around, and our government says we need to take action, and we also as citizens take action. So our society is today focused on physiological needs and on safety needs before the other needs. Physiological needs you also notice in the fact that the government has decided to keep the access to food stores, to supermarkets, to keep that going. Because of physiological needs and also physiological fear, people go into shops and buy all the toilet paper. I sometimes wonder what they're going to do with all that toilet paper, but okay, they do, or they buy pasta and water because they think, my God, I may be locked up for months. Um, that's again an understandable situation. When and nowadays we have a situation that we did not have before. So for most of us, for most of you listening to this video, food and water and health was never really an issue. Well, I mean, you did not think about, will I eat today? Will I drink today? Nowadays, sometimes this goes into people's minds. Or when I go outside and buy something, I got to keep on washing my hands all the time. So physiological. Safety needs. So once physiological are covered, we then look for safety needs. Definitely today, security of the body. Am I healthy? Are other people staying healthy? Yeah. Security of employment. We notice that some of our countries, most of our countries, the government is offering resources, is saying, okay, some of you may be out of work right now. Well, we make sure that you don't have to pay taxes this year, or we will make sure that we contribute 1,000 euros per month so that you don't have to worry about that. So that kind of safety is also given, but the primal safety today, of course, is the one of health and of resources, to see that there are enough medical resources to deal with the situation. You probably notice right now also your love and belonging needs. But you also notice that they are less important in a sense that the choices that are currently made, for example, in most of our situations, we are at home with our family. We are at home with our family, or alone if we happen to be alone. And that's for safety and physiological needs first. The love and belonging needs are there, thanks to social media, thanks to online. I mean, I'm so grateful that Steve Jobs and all these visionaries started the personal computer, and then I'm not saying Steve Jobs started the internet, but the internet was then, all these things are there, and today we have the benefit of it, because today we can Skype or do a Teams call with our friends. So we do miss the physical contact. We do miss going and having a coffee with a good friend or a beer. And but some people even find very creative ways of solving this issue. I noticed some people have an online meeting in a bar where they each held a drink and they were even playing a game. You have so you can imagine 4 people on different laptops and then playing a game. And yeah, it's nature. Esteem needs. Well, currently that is maybe less of concern. We are probably fewer of us are currently concerned about, well, do people like me or do they not like me? But at the same time, you can say there's also the issue of self-esteem. How am I dealing with the situation right now? Can I still function? And then the higher need, the need of self-actualization. Self-actualization, which means that you solve problems, there's lack of prejudice, morality, creativity. Well, also there's a lot of creativity happening today. I saw a YouTube clip where people were imitating a pop song. It was a Dutch pop song, And in that pop song, they were thanking the Minister of Health for all the great work that she's doing right now. In the video, they were thanking some of the people, the experts in virology, I think they're called, the doctors, the medical staff. So there's a lot of creativity on helping each other right now also. So that's amazing to notice. Now, Maslow, when he made this pyramid, he basically pointed out that most people will take care of lower needs, although lower does not mean it's lower in the hierarchy. They're not less important. They're actually more important. So currently in this situation, physiology, safety are the ones we're mostly focusing on. When the lockdown is finished, when we're allowed to go outside again and physically meet friends, I'm quite certain that there will be a tremendous joy bubble also, that we can finally physically see and hug and kiss and touch each other again. So these love and belonging needs are also there now. Yes, we feel them also, but even more so, we will be grateful for them when that comes about. And Maslow also pointed out that to be a healthy human being, you need actually all of those needs. And what he found rather sad is that in America, in the 40s, he realized that maybe only 20% of the population actually had all these needs covered. There were people who were still in a situation where they were in unsafe working conditions. So they went to operate a machine that was physically dangerous to them. Or people would go into coal mines, which are dangerous places to go into, So he realized some people don't even have the lower needs, let alone the higher ones. But probably a good one to remember in these days, and I'm saying this to you, and very frankly, there are moments that I get the jitters, the scary bug, also from all that's happening, and sometimes you get great feelings of sadness of what is going on with people. But then this pyramid can help you to realize, okay, which need do I mostly need now? Okay, is it safety, or is it maybe belonging? I make contact with somebody. Or is it esteem? I achieve something, I do something small, or I do something small like in Belgium it's hanging out a white cloth to show your support for the medical people right now. Well, doing that gives you a little buzz, and in these times, guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, it's important to have those things. Maslow's belonging needs. This picture was sent to me by alumna Galina Stankova from Bulgaria. She graduated many years ago already, and it shows the belonging needs of her team. It shows that the company that she worked for considered belonging, being part of the team, important. And you may also notice that these ladies are from different cultural backgrounds. Maslow's esteem needs. Galina sent me this picture. It was an award she received. She was Employee of the Month And this is also why when you look, well, not today, but when you will be looking at the pictures on the wall in the Breda University campus, you will notice that we have many different awards, that we have the names listed of students, and we have the Jones Lang LaSalle Award, we have the Carlson Resider Award. Esteem is important, first of all for yourself, but also you notice in our industries, be it facility management, be it hotel management, we consider recognizing people important and also being recognized. I will read this question to you, and it's up to you to solve it. And when we have our live Q&A, we can then also go over it. But so, an exam question will be, according to Maslow, guests of exclusive clubs are mostly satisfying which need level? A. Esteem and safety. B. Esteem and belonging. C. Self-actualization. And D. Esteem but not belonging. Good luck and see you in the next video.